Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm a little early. I know. I'm a little early and I'm whited out. I don't care that I'm whited out. As long as the stuff is not whited out. Yeah. See? Look, even my fingers look like a ghost, but the stuff is not whited out. That's what I'm aiming for. So hopefully this won't be too bad. Oh. Let me turn off that light. And I see Linda. Hi, Linda. Oh, Michigan. I remember being in Holland, Michigan as a 5-year-old on a family vacation because there were lots of tulips and windmills in a tourist spot. Let me see if this helps. Hello, doctor. What are you doing? That's a little bit better. Oh, I will be getting my late night spot, Jen, but it got postponed for another month. I was supposed to get it back this month, which would mean next week, but they postponed Patrick's musical again by a month. So, I shouldn't say again. This is the first postponement, but they've postponed it until March. So now I have another month where I will be here at 8 o'clock. But I do have plans for this month. So next week we're going to do an eBay party next week. You're going to come list with me if you have stuff that you have, you just haven't had the time to get listed. You can come list with me. You guys then can see what I'm listing. So next week's going to be an eBay listing party at 8 o'clock. But the following week on the 24th, I have a guest coming. I have Mary from Reclaimed Treasures by Mary. And she'll be joining me that night. So I'm trying not to get too backlogged so that with shipping, because some of you have still been very patient with me, because I don't want to disappoint like that again. It's really hard not having a dedicated packing spot where the boxes are all in the same room as the tiny little card table that I'm currently using. The Black Hole Challenge, which had to be put on hold because I got hurt last May and messed up my back with pinched nerves, that will start again March 1st. March 1st, we are starting again the Black Hole Challenge. I'm going to start working on the office upstairs, so you'll start seeing videos about that and the things we find and what's going to happen to that room so that I can get out of the end of Warehouse 13, because all behind me, all those boxes, they all need to be sorted, but there's no shelving anywhere in the house. So that will start in March. And of course, live sales will continue. So, oh man, you live in Holland, Michigan? I've wanted to go back there. It was the very first vacation that I can remember because my parents used to shove all the kids in the car, and I think only 1 year did they take all 6 of us in the car. And the last 2 weeks of August, Dad would pick a different state, and they would pick out from the ExxonMobil Travel Club. They'd send maps and they'd send a little booklet with info on all these different things. And you would send in what you wanted to see, and then they would send you back the whole route of where you were going to travel, where there were motels, how much mileage you had to do each day. And that was one of the trips. But they'd pick a different state every year. The first one I remember, they did New England before I was born, which sucks because I would have loved to have seen that. But the first one I remember was Holland, Michigan. I'd love to get back there. So, how many of you have me on Instagram and have seen I've been posting a lot of pictures about tonight. There's a lot here. Now I'm all bundled up because it is a little cold here. It's 54 degrees in the house. I have a little oil-filled space heater next to me, but this is a big room, so it doesn't do a heck of a lot. The rest of the house is 54 degrees. I think in here it might be finally up to 58, maybe. Just because in Pennsylvania, you have to go through online apparently now to get through to different things like LIHEAP and LIHEAP. We found out by them being automated. No matter what I do, if I put in that, it won't let me put in that I have 0 mortgage payments because I do own the house. I inherited it, got it the old-fashioned way. Mortgage was paid off when I was 16, so that was 40 years ago now. But it won't let you do that. And then so I put in the lowest it would let me was $100 mortgage payment. It defaulted and changed it to renter. And I've done it 3 times now because they keep sending me back to doing it on their website. And every time it's defaulted to renter, which says I need a letter from a landlord to prove that I'm responsible for the rent and for the heat. Why can't you just give me a real person to go through it all and let them just do it? So one way or another, tomorrow heating oil is coming, but we just have to get through tonight because the timing's all been kind of off. So let's see. I have to tilt this a little more. I can't see the chat because the chat, when it shows up on StreamYard, is way behind what it shows up on YouTube. So I'll have my laptop down lower, and then I have my phone up on a couple of books that help me see what you guys are saying. So who's here? Jan was the first one in the door. Jan Goodwin. Linda's here. Mary R. Hi, hon. Christy. Paulie's projects. The other Paula. I have run into Paula 123 all day today. Theophane, second part of living. Crazy May's here. Karen, Val, Sharon Delaney, Marilyn, hello. So we, yeah, I posted a lot of pictures on Instagram. I didn't get answers. So there's a couple of things that I lost my notes. A lot of what you're seeing tonight was stuff that was intended to go on eBay, but I spent all of last summer not really being able to sit up. I mean, heck, if you see the good jewelry videos, I was laying in bed holding stuff up like this for you guys to see, you know, content, and showed off all that absolutely wonderful bling of paste jewelry that I have. And so a lot of this has sat, and I don't know where I've lost. The house has eaten it. Let's just say it that way. The house has just eaten the notepad that had the notes on all the research I did on all this stuff. So I had to do it all again. And some of it is stuff I never did research on to begin with, and I couldn't find it. Like the holding up the Lucite candlesticks are 2 wonderful blue glass candlesticks. And I used to know who made them, and I could not find them today. So they're up there. All this stuff, not the TARDIS, but all this stuff will be up tonight. So, Sheila, hello. First time here. So for all of you that are first timers, because I see quite a few names I haven't seen before. My name is Nancy, as you could probably tell from all people that said hi, Nancy. And I have inherited 3 different estates. in the last 14 years. Now, I've also been a bit of a pack rat myself in some things, usually books. But I have stuff from a full house, had been 3 storage units. There was a book collection that came in. There was stuff from an aunt that came in. All of it little stuff. And because I got downsized out of a job, I ended up I had everything down to 1 storage unit. I ended up having to bring it all here. Well, the living room was pretty empty. After the inheritance and furniture was divvied up and all that, there really wasn't any furniture in here. So it all came into what I jokingly call Warehouse 13. Some of you sci-fi people get the joke for the science fiction show, which if you don't know Warehouse 13, think about regular objects having interesting issues with them. Not haunted, just interesting issues. So it's all back there, most of it. So I try to be your cheerleader for if you have, sections of your house that you want to start going through and cleaning out. Basically, it's just trying to deal with it all. Whether you have a parent that you have to deal with, whether you've inherited the stuff from somebody that you have to deal with. And then, of course, I do the live sales because I'm not putting this stuff in a dumpster. Just not. Unless it's actually like really broken, falling apart, can't be reused, repurposed, or whatever. I don't want it in a dumpster. I grew up knowing 5 of the 9 of my great-grandparents' kids. I knew their oldest daughter, who was born in 1900. She was 18 when the last epidemic went through in 1918. They were the generation that were adults and having children during the Great Depression. My own mother was born in June of 1929, and by that October, the stock market crashed. So she grew up there with her and her little sister. Their early years were spent living in a half of a twin with 8 adults. You didn't get away with anything with that many adults around you. So there's stuff here that goes from my great-grandparents on down to me. And then some of the stuff eventually I'll get to that'll be on eBay will be all the 1990s toys from the nephew I raised. So when you hear me talk about my son, that's technically a nephew, but he's been with me off and on since he was 2. Yeah, see, I don't see the point in throwing away good stuff either. Now, I do have a lot of stuff, but I also do shop. Not for me, but for you guys, because you guys really like your vintage glass. And I did not inherit mid-century modern glass. So I do try to find that for you guys. And I did find a couple of pieces. So, hey, Jan's here. Antiques from Karen. If you have not subscribed to her channel, she's another one there. She has inherited a hoarded house, but her mother, Karen, was an antiques dealer. So she has got some phenomenal stuff that she finds. So if you have to register with me, if you haven't bid from me before or won something from me before or bought from me before, however you want to put it, please send me your name, your address, and your PayPal email to that email address right there, because that's what I need. And I see I have Sheila McKenzie. I've been forwarded so many times. Oh. You just copied and sent. Okay, that's no problem. I gotcha. So, yeah, right, Iris? Throw away good stuff. That's what my family would see. That's how I ended up with a lot of the little stuff. When my grandfather died when I was 10, and Nanny ended up being there for, I don't know that I was out of high school yet when she had to be put into a nursing home because her brain was, now we know it, that kind of thing was Alzheimer's, um but I got a lot of little stuff that would have otherwise gone in the trash, including a lot of vintage beads, some amber, all kinds of 1920s little seed beads, glass beads, mercury glass beads. And they were going to toss it all. And I'm like, no, no, they taught me how to do beading. Let me have that. So there's some of that's hiding somewhere in the black hole room. We'll find it. So, hi, Doug and Angela. So we've got 41. We have 25 things to get through, and we got to be done by 10 o'clock. Serendipity by Melanie will be on tonight. That's right. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I've been scrapping with my one brother since I was old enough to pull the wheel, not the wheel, but to pull enough along a little wooden wagon. And we used to go scrap metal stuff when I was, you know, as soon as he had a driver's license. So he would have been 16, meant I would have been 8. So let's start with a piece of treasure craft. I have a San Diego, California treasure craft mug. And as you can see, going around and inside, there's no chips there. However, you see that one? You could just barely see it here. But you can see that one and this little guy on the bottom. That one you can see just a little bit, but everywhere else is perfect. And I am going to start this as an offer up at $6. And we are going to start this with this one tonight. Leanne, yes, yes. I've never done a tour of the whole house because I've been afraid to. I really have. I've been afraid to let you guys see. And this is after I've already like spent a couple of years, you know, just picking through and doing a little bit. But starting a channel in 2020 really has inspired me to push harder and keep going. Even when I hurt myself and ended up with the pinched nerves, I still was pushing to create content and try to get through stuff when I was flat on my back for a couple of months. So, all right. I don't see anyone to start for $6 offer up for the Treasure Craft mug. So, Diana's here. Little Vintage Me 64. Hello, hon. All right. So we start that one. Yeah, I have my hands full. Now, this is a milk glass set that is Anchor Hocking Fire King. It says oven proof, made in the USA. It is strawberry shortcake. You can see it has American Greetings, 1980 on there. But I also have the matching mug. So I have the set, and everything that I'm doing tonight, most of it is at least half of what it would have been listed for. Because like I said, I pulled out a lot of stuff that was supposed to go online, and I'm offering it to you guys first. That's why it's the blowout sale. So everything that I start as the offer, I guarantee you it is half of what it's going to get listed for. because I looked up the comps and I know what I can list it for. So this wonderful set, because you have both of them, the offer up for this starts at $10 for the Anchor Hocking milk glass strawberry shortcake for the little bowl and the cup. And I guess I actually should put it in. Oh, I see Mr. L. Page at 10. There we go. And I put the brightness down too far on my laptop. I'm having a hard time reading the chat. Up this a little bit. I don't want the glare on the pieces. Yeah, it is a wonderful set. You know what I can't figure out? I can't figure out which niece it probably was gotten for. Because it's 1980. Well, I was a niece. I was a niece when I turned 10. Sarah was born in September. That was 1975. And so 1980, I guess Mom got these for Kimberly or Becky, maybe. Can't remember. And it's also one of those things where I don't know if she got it and then put it away and then forgot she had it. Because I don't remember these being out, but I found them in a box, wrapped up in a corner in the attic, and went, well, these were in the closet that's up on the 3rd floor by the attic. So she got them for somebody, but I don't think that child ever saw them. So let's see, where are we at? I have Karen Lotta at 25. Karen, have you sent me? Yes, you have. Yes. All right, thank you. I do have her info. Thank you very much. And we're gonna have, whoops, that's not a 1, that's an I. We're gonna have going once. And at the high bid the high offer right now is 25. We're gonna be going twice. I don't have a wingman. A lot of sellers have their kid or a spouse on the side operating, and I don't have that. All right, and these go to Karen Lotta for $25. Thank you very much. Now the plans are to spend the whole weekend doing nothing but shipping. That's the plan. And my back, actually, I know tonight's going to make it stiff, but my back has been really, it was pretty bad last week, which is why the live last week was we're going to go through the research books, talk about them, and but I basically didn't move too much. And then when I had to pick something up, you guys heard me going, ow, ow, ow. But the last 2 days, my back has been really good. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed for that so that it doesn't have any more spasm days for a while. And I can knock this out because happy days, you made it. Yay! Yes, I ship from southeastern PA. I am below Philadelphia, so I ship from there. Now, the candlesticks I couldn't ID. That's next on the list. To do that, I have to move these. You follow me on Instagram, you know I found these. Ooh, special. I'm stealing something there we do from Scouts. Come here. some of the stuff I have tonight is big, so it's like scattered all over. You guys can see part of it. There's a Lennox picture frame here. There's a giant mouse picture over here. There's stuff back here. She's on top of the TARDIS to keep her safe. I got my little box over here. I've got stuff sitting over here. I got stuff everywhere tonight. All right. I could not find out who the maker was. These are from my personal stash. I like to collect vintage snowmen, and these really, the bases are very wide, and they're really just too wide. I would have white candles in them and the snowmen all around, but for decorative purposes, for me, for what I want them for, this base really is too wide for that for me. So I'm offering them up. I don't know if they're Vikings, Susan. I had known, and it had been in that notebook I could not find, but I could not find a pair of these that was identified when I kept trying to research them. I couldn't find one that said. Now they are 4 3/4 across on the bottom, and they're 3.5 inches tall. There's one, and I have to hunt for it. I know it's on one of them. There's one tiny little scratch on one of them. Where are you? No. Look, I can't even find it. There you are. So, I mean, it's my nail is, you're never going to see it. You can see it when you hunt for it. It's not even as wide as my fingernail. It literally is like, it's literally like that big. There's a tiny, tiny little scratch. And that's it. I mean, so this offer, we're going to put this in. We're going to start these at $10. Yeah, the blue is just what I wanted. The blue is perfect. It is just what I had wanted, and they're lovely, but I'm always fussing with them because these really are really big around. And so I thought, well, you know, maybe I just won't pack them away in the Christmas stuff this year. Maybe I'll keep these out. And then so I thought, well, they'll either go in a live sale or they'll go online. And so tonight they're in the sale. So like I said, I don't know who. And I see Christina Taylor for 10. Which I have to email you first thing in the morning. We're not waiting anymore to find that where the house ate the tiara. The nice part is that they the base actually goes up into like a little bit of a pontil, but I can't quite figure out how they did that when, if you look underneath, there's just a line right here. So this part was molded, but then this part has a pontil to it. So your guess is as good as mine how they made that. But they're lovely. They're just absolutely lovely. I see Christina is got it back up to 14. So my son was being a smart aleck, and he said, can't you just sell them one at a time? I'm like, no. The whole point of candlesticks is that you have a pair. They go to stay together as a pair. So they really are lovely. But they need a new home. Okay, so I see it at 17. And Oh, Angela has come in at 20. Okay, I have info for Carrie Humphrey. And Christina's back at 21. We're going to start calling it because we got a lot to get through tonight. A lot to get through tonight. So we have the high offer right now is 21. And we're going to put going twice. And sold. Double check here. Quick refresh. Get out of top chat. Christina, I will not let you outbid yourself. When I refreshed, when I first saw it, it had your 24 coming in after the sold. But I refreshed and it's before it. But I don't let people outbid themselves. So it's 21. Christina. Now let's put these back over here. Behind the Napco puppy. Don't knock the Napco puppy over. No, stop. She's on an uneven surface, so she's rocking a little bit back there. Now, for those who love their Wawa. Oh, okay, yeah. So make sure, Christina, you send me that address. That is awesome. Now, I have something now. Wawa. Some of you on the East Coast and in Virginia and Florida, you have Wawa stores. Wawa is a convenience store chain. It's a big deal over on this side of the country. People got to have their Wawa coffee in the morning. And I spent 6 years working there. I'd still be working there, except I can't bend that often. And so I can't bend that far. I can't lift heavy. I can't lift a gallon of milk now without having to use both hands and be very careful and walk it over and sit it wherever, because a gallon of weight of milk is my limit of what I can lift without without getting spasms in my back. So you can't, there's no such thing as light duty at a Wawa. It's just not possible. So I found something, actually was given to me. And when I saw what it was, I just started laughing because at that point I was still working for Wawa. So I kept it. Who remembers, and I doubt many of you are old enough to really remember this, getting milk delivered to your house in a bottle and they'd sit it on the porch? Back before Wawa was what it is now, it was a dairy farm. And at one point it was Wawa Turner something. It was 3 different names. But this is strictly from the Wawa, because it was 3 different dairies that they had bought. This is directly from the Wawa dairy. It is a 1 quart liquid sealed. It's got some code numbers there, but it actually says 1 quart liquid around there. And then up here, it actually says Wawa in the glass. And I was able to ID it. This is the old, it would have had like a wax paper lid that went on the top. So, oh, Doug, you're gonna be in my area next week. Yeah, you can get your Wawa fixed then. So this is a Wawa 1 quart bottle, and we're gonna start this at $6. So It would help if I put the cursor in where it's supposed to be, wouldn't it? Okay, there we go. Start that at 6. You know what I've done with it? I put flowers in it. Irises need something really tall and has some weight to it, so the weight of the iris don't tip it over. And I grow iris. That used to be a thing with my mother and I. And so I still have about maybe 10, well, no, probably maybe 8 different varieties. And this was good for that. But it's 8.5 inches tall. It is a wonderful vintage milk, 1-quart milk delivery bottle. It does have the Wawa name. So, oh yeah, Sheets has an agreement with Wawa not to actually encroach on each other's territory. Or at least they used to. There's a book called The Wawa Way, and it actually talks about that. So I don't see anyone interested in the bottle, so we will pass on that one. I tried to make sure I had a couple of smaller things for you too. Now, I do have this. People really love their, certainly some of the people online love their macrame owls. And this is one from the 70s. You want to know one of the ways you can tell? You can't get the big, thick yarn anymore that they would fuzz out to make the eyes. It's quite long. He goes away. He goes a ways. But I have this wonderful 1970s macrame owl. And this is going to also start at 6. I remember how to spell macrame. I was surprised. Some of the macrame owls I saw, some of the big ones that are really ornate, they go into the hundreds of dollars on eBay. So if you have any of those big ones in your attic, get them out and sell those suckers. But this is one from the 70s. It's been, I've had it packed away for years. It belonged to one of the siblings. But it is a neat one. I liked the orange, but I always thought I'd have it out for Halloween, but I never really do. So it's time that he went somewhere and had a home. They've done a really nice job, on the body, so that you can see the lines here, and it makes it look like feather lines on the front. So he is a cute one. And Hope, hello. You're new to us. Oh, and I have Susan S. I have her information. Because if you're going to buy from me tonight, you need to make sure you email me your information. And Karen, don't forget to send it to me. I ship from the southeastern corner of PA, because in Pennsylvania, because I'm near Philadelphia. And I Hope is sending information, and I think the only one I think I see is Hope for 6. So I see, yeah, owl macrame. There are a lot of collectors for the owls. They just want the owls. I remember my cousin, all my cousins are older than me. She had made a macrame chair that hung from the ceiling. So, all right. So I think, yeah. I think we're gonna have a going once, because I don't see anyone else. for the owl. The owl is currently at 6 with Hope. Look, I need new glasses because I can't see. I will mutilate your last name, darling. I don't want to do that. Oh, and Angela came in at 7. So, oh, remember, I haven't put sold in there yet. I just want to sit the owl back there out of harm's way. And Hope's back in at 8. Now we have a contest here. And I'm going to type very slowly and type the sold in. Oh, now Christina's going to throw in. This has suddenly turned into a throwdown at the end. We got a throwdown going on here. All right, so I am going to type in sold, and we'll see what happens. Desjardins. Oh, I would have said it right then. I always get a little... I'm known by my Boy Scouts for mutilating last names. So, so I wanted to be careful. Mind you, they pick on me anyway because it takes forever for me to learn their first name. But I don't. They could be there for 2 years before I'm working with them. So Christina, yours came in after the sold. Hello, Melanie. And so it goes to Hope. There's Jarley, right? You pronounce the S, right? For 8. Oh. There we go. All right. Mary Dugan's here. Hello, Mary. Are you ready for some Indiana glass? I did positively ID this. You can't miss that handle. That is shape. You can't miss that as being Indiana glass. You just can't miss that. So we are going to start. If I could spell. We're going to start this one at 10. It is Indiana glass. It is amber glass. It is a wonderful shape. Get that nice pattern on the bottom. There's no chips, no little flea bites around the bottom. It is a beauty. There is, I have to find it, because usually when you find these candy dishes, they usually have a chip around the rim from the lid going in and out. This doesn't have that. This is perfect. But I know I felt something somewhere on here. No, that's, I don't think that's a chip. Where'd it go? Look, I got to find it again. There it is. And I don't know that that's, oh, it's light in here today. So it doesn't look like a chip. There's not, well, there is a tiny, tiny little flea bite. But there's also a weird roll to the glass. And it's right here. You're not even going to see it. But there's a weird little roll to the glass. And then right at the, there it is, right at the end of it, right there, there's this teeny little flea bite, which, you know, you saw me. I couldn't even find it. I had to do it by feel. So it is a beauty. Now, what do they call it when there's a flaw in the glass? Because the lid has a straw mark. Actually, I'm not sure that's a straw mark. I think that's the mold. There's a circle right here, and I think I thought that was the straw mark, but I realize now that that's actually probably a mold line. That's, yeah, because it's a perfect circle. So that's got to be a mold line. Let's get you some measurements on this baby. It is 7 inches tall, and it is 6 inches wide. It's a beauty. Absolute beauty. See, this is what I actually go thrifting for, sourcing for you guys. Trying to find your glass. So I see Christina. Who's bid so far? Christina, Kitschy Corner. And I see Christina has it at 14. Okay, let me carefully sit that back over there. And we're going to do going once. Going twice. I'm ambitious. I pull out 25 different things. There's a lot to get through tonight. But I figured even if we didn't get through it all, then I could see maybe about getting it listed. We'll see. And there's the sold. So it's to Christina for 14. Thank you very much. And thank you. There's Hope's information. Oh, and I've got Karen's. Good. Yeah, that had been going through my head. All right, I have this lovely piece. There was a point in time I was engaged. This is not from then. A friend gave me this. It is a Lenox Forevermore double frame. It has this little Lenox tag right there, and the back is all velvet. And we are going to start this. I do not have the original box. So I'm going to start this. I put my notes. Where is it? Under my notes. Okay, we're going to start this. It's going to start at 10. But it's never, you can see it's still got the original things in it from Lenox. You see that there. It's got the trademark in it. So it's got their original pictures, their original little poem thing. It's still got the sticker on the back, but they have to have this little thing. It is the metal piece that holds the back in. It has an easel stand. So this is one you have to sit down somewhere. It does not have a hanger to hang it on the wall. Hello, 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 Jenny. And Sue. Sue's here. Yes, she got that stuck in your head now, didn't she? Had to make that comment about that song. So it is 12.5 inches wide and 10.5 inches high for the Lenox frame. And I like, it's got this nice little heart down in the corner. You know, the nice part of this is that if you had vintage vintage Valentine's Day cards that you wanted to protect but still display, you've got this neat heart right here. So if you had vintage Valentine cards, you put one in each side, and then that way you've got a nice way to display them, but still keep them safe. So that would be great for that. How did they get your picture? So I don't see any offers on the Lenox frame for 10. So we will pass on the frame. Okay. How many of you like McCoy? Where'd she go? There she is. I think we'll do the McCoy, and then, because I see the numbers have dropped a little, we'll do the McCoy, and then maybe we'll do the Lucite candles next. I have a piece from my collection of McCoy pottery. Now, it does have it in there, but there's so much glazing, it's hard to see. So we're going to put the McCoy wall pocket. We're going to start this. This is going to start at 12. Like I said in the very beginning, I am starting everything at half of what the value is that I would be listing it as on eBay, because that's based on the sold comps. So you're all getting a good start at a deal. But this is a lovely, lovely McCoy lady. I could not find a listing for her in the cobalt blue. So I don't know if maybe this is a color that just they didn't do that many of. I found her in a more matte finish pale green. There was one in pink, but they were more muted, matted kind of colors. She is in high glaze, nice and glossy, and in a cobalt blue. And she has her little feet to help, so she'll stick out from the wall a little bit. She's got her opening. She has no chips or cracks. She is in excellent condition. She's from my own collection, and she is marked McCoy. And if we don't have any takers for her, that's okay. Where can I sit her to be safe? Okay, we're gonna pass. We're gonna, oh wait, Doug's in for 12. Doug, you're getting a steal. Okay. Well, Doug in for 12. Wait, I gotta find that and get rid of that. We're gonna remove that. So I see Doug in for 12. Anybody want to challenge him? You know what's funny about her is if you look at her eyes, and this is why I thought she was hysterically funny, that's not a glare on her eyes. The glaze on her eyes just didn't quite, see, look, you can still see her eyes. The glazing is a little lighter on her eyes. See what I mean? That's why I thought she was absolutely hysterical, because her eyes are always staring into your soul. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. That's not a glare. That's just the way her eyes are made. That the glaze for some reason just didn't completely cover in the eyes. So I thought that was absolutely hysterical. So I've had her for years. So we just have Doug in for 12. Doug's getting a deal here. So Doug's in for 12. So I'm going to put this down so we can go start going once. Doug's going to get it. And I see Jody. Hi, Jody. Yeah, Doug's getting a deal here. Okay. Sold. Sold for 12. Doug got a deal. Oh, we can't put her up there. I need her out of the way. Don't want to put her there. I can put her next to the mouse. All right. My nose is itching. Ah. All right. Ah. Where did I put them? Do you want to skip ahead a little bit to the Lucite candlesticks? I found Lucite candlesticks. And the only reason you're seeing them is because they aren't yellow. I have it on my Bolo list. I want a pair of yellow Lucite candlesticks. This is the first time I've ever found them. Now they have their original. They have their original little wicks. One of them not going to focus for me, are you? Little fart. So one of them still has the label. Okay, so let me put the start in. And these suckers, I know what these are one of the bigger starts for the night. Because I know what they are worth and go for. And even so, I'm still offering you guys half. Lucite. These start at $20. I'm about to give you the size. These start at 20. These are the 12-inch. They are silver fleck. I wore my black shirt. Silver fleck in there. Absolutely gorgeous. 12-inch tall. Still have the original wicks, though you can see that it is. You can see the tips of them are fraying a little bit. And the original paper label, I love this. Paper label says, do not ignite. How much wine did you have to try to light this? Do not ignite. Decorative only. Hempstead Creations of California. I don't think I've ever seen anybody find a pair that had an original label still on it. Usually they've got like tape or something wrapped around the bottom, but this one actually still has that little foil paper label. But yeah, these guys are a full 12 inches. They're in excellent shape. And they are silver foil flecks inside. And they are just lovely. And they're nice and straight. I learned that off Michael from he he made a point about saying a pair he had was straight. But they are just wonderful. And I see we are up to 43. We are up to $43 with Fiona. 12 inches. So these are the bigger ones. And you know, I just found out they actually made candle holders. They actually made candle holders out of the Lucite with the flecks in them. So these are awesome. So we are up to 43, and I'm going to start putting it in. So we have going once. I know these have been popping up on a couple of lives over the winter holidays, but they are not common to find, not at all. And I'm going to stand them back up inside the candlestick. So the candle holders back there. I see Kitschy Corner at 44. Fiona comes back with 45. We have going twice. Jody, you need to add some more numbers to that to get up past the 45. Wrong pipe. Sorry. Wrong pipe. All right. Now that I'm done choking, Jody's making me laugh. It's her fault. It's her fault. And I'll put the sold in. Let's see what we got. And we have Fiona for 45. Congratulations. Fiona, I have a lot of little packages for you here, so you'll be hearing from me this weekend. I don't know that you. How many zeros is that, Christina? That's over 20 million. What, if you had that much money, what are you flogging stuff for on YouTube? Oh, are you serious? Okay, Fiona. I can do that. Oh, Lord, I think I understand that. Okay, I think I got it, Christina. I suck at pig Latin. Or Catherine. Look, this is why my kid says you need new glasses. Oh, Fiona, man, you're awesome. That's so incredible nice of you. All right. Speaking of things yellow, let's do this Goddinger set. Now, I've heard of like Goddinger, the crystal, and silver. But these say I Goddinger and Company. Look, when we started, you focused fine on up close. No, we don't want to leave. Okay, you sucker. He doesn't want to do it. All right. So this is we're going to start this. This is going to start at 10. As soon as my stupid thing hits enter. Okay. So this is an interesting set because you get this little dish and you get this piece. And it's got this little pale pink rose on the handle. But you have this, which I can't figure out really what this part's for. So you get this lovely little piece. And then you get the sugar bowl that matches. I do not have a spoon. Didn't have a spoon. I've had this forever and I have never used it. And you've got this little creamer. So if you have this as a creamer, what is this one for? So if this is your creamer, what is that? The only thing I could think of is, are you ready for this? If you're having berries with cream poured on top, you would have milk for your tea, and then this would hold the heavy cream for on the berries. The only thing I could think of, because I've seen things like this that are for that. Not in decades have I seen them, but I've seen them. So the only thing I could think of is that's why it has like 2 creamers. It's too small to be a gravy boat. It's way too small for gravy. I mean, this thing, from the tip of the spout to the tip of the handle is not quite 6 inches long, and it's only 2.5 inches wide, and it's only 2 inches tall. So it's really not big enough for gravy. So yeah, maybe it's for syrup. Maybe it's for syrup. So the starting offer would be $10, and you get all 4 pieces. Well, you get all 3 pieces, because the little dish comes with this, and of course the lid comes with it, and then you've got that. So the starting offer for this would be, where'd it go? Would be $10. And they're all marked I Goddinger and Company. I don't see a start on that. So let me just double check. Okay, I don't see a start on that, so we're gonna pass on that one. That's okay. Now, this is another one that's gonna start high because of what it is. This is a purse. Not just any purse. This is the most incredible amount of beading you'll ever see. It's even all across the bottom. You can see the circular pattern there. Look at that. This is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. All this sticks out is the fabric. You can actually move all this. It is a little on the heavy side. These are old beads. Yeah, ooh, I found one box purse similar. One. This is in absolutely stunning condition. The only real flaw is the mirror inside, and there's one little spot to the silk inside that was discolored. So when I found out what the values were for these, I was just kind of gobsmacked. So this is definitely, this is a high start. So don't choke on your coffee. Hang on to your butts. This starts at $50. Yeah, I've never started anything this high, ever. But this, oh, the one lone one I found similar to it was almost triple this price. But I've had this tucked away forever. Of course, I've never used it. I don't use purses, and I'm afraid I'd hurt it. It's got some weight because all these little beads are metal. They're all metal. So it's got some weight to it. Now, to get it open, notice there's no clasp. To get this open, you slide it straight up, because there's little pieces that loop over. And this handle, this is 2 separate pieces. That's 2 separate pieces wrapped around each other. Now, you'll see what I said about the mirror. You see that damage? See how it looks like veining and then bubbling. And you can see where it's flaked off right here. That's a silver-backed mirror. That's what happens with the silver. It gets these funny lines through it, almost like veins, and then it starts pulling off and bubbles up off the glass, and then it'll actually flake out. Now, it's going to get you to the inside. It's going to be difficult because it is kind of difficult to get to the inside. Now, there's no maker's name. How am I going to get you some light in there? Maybe this will help. Will this help? This will help. Okay, you can see there's the spot. There's the white spot. It's brown silk all inside. Trying to get it so you can see the inside. And the starting offer is $50. It is beautifully, beautifully done. Absolutely stunning little piece. And this is just phenomenal. I see Catherine Young for 50. You know, I wouldn't even let this be used in shows. You know, sometimes I've loaned things out or actually just rented them for shows, and I was not letting anybody touch this. Even the lid has that nice, you can see all the lines make a nice circle going out. It's just absolutely lovely. There's no missing beads, but there is now I don't know where I found it earlier. I could have sworn I saw the end of a thread somewhere, but there's no, I went over real carefully looking for missing beads. I didn't find any. We have Catherine Young at 50. I'll show you the, I got to do it right. See, I can see why it didn't get used because it's not easy to get into. But there's the mirror again. You can see where it flaked off here in the middle. And that's the only true damage to it is that mirror. I would be afraid to try. You know, the cool part is that it's even beaded along here where the lid comes down and over all of this. And I was so sure that I would find missing beads along the edge. There's no missing beads. The beadwork is just perfect. Well, the color, when I look at it, the color has that kind of like when copper tarnishes, it's that brownish color. That's what it looks like. The bright lights are making it look more gold than it is. So the bright lights are giving it more of a gold look than it is. So it really is more of that. There is a lot of light reflecting to it, but it's more like a burnished gold or a copper that has the patina to it. But it's an absolute beauty. And we have Catherine for the era it's from. I would say that because box purses started in the 40s, but I think around the middle to the late 40s and then very early 50s. And then they started actually turning into actual wooden boxes for a while there. So let me double check and make sure. We have Catherine Young for 50. And I'm going to call this baby. So we're going once. Yeah, I think it's 40s because in the 40s, my great aunts and my grandmother, they did a lot of their stuff, made it by hand. I don't know if one of them made this or bought it because they're all gone now. I don't have them to ask. And it's one of these things that I've had for so long, I've actually forgotten which family I know it came from my mom's side of the family, but I actually don't really remember when or where I got it. I've had it that long. And usually I know. I just know it came from that side of the family. Okay, so we have the going once, the going twice. I'm going to call it sold. Yeah, isn't that just a stunner? Absolute stunner. I want that to have a good home, and it's not going to fit in my china closet, and it's time that it went out into the world. So we have Catherine Young. Thank you very much. You will love it. And I see our Nate has joined us. Hello, darling. All right, we did the Lucite candles. Let's do you guys, because I have a little pile over here. Now, I have two of these. They are exactly alike, but they are Jonathan Adler. And a lot of people I know collect Jonathan Adler. This is a line of things he did called Happy Chic. Probably were done specifically for somewhere. And I'm going to put it in. It's hard to see to type. And what was the start? These start at 10. Now, now this is going to be one of those things where you can have one or you can have both, but we're, you know, it's going to be both for that amount. If you want just one, you'll get just one for the amount that you offer. The offer starts at 10. It is a wonderful elephant trinket dish, or you can hang it on the wall. Like I said, I do have two of them, but it is a Jonathan Adler. Jonathan Adler is a designer whose stuff is really sought after, especially his white figural pieces. And in this same Happy Chic line that he did, he also did white elephant bookends that are pushing towards each other. Now this is 6.5 by 6.5. Nice little trinket dish. And the starting offer for one is $10. If anyone is interested in those. Wooden box or tins that you could fit a set of dominoes in. Not that I know of. I know what boxes I have that I haven't refinished. I used to do that. But no, they're all big. And I don't think I do have a tin, Nettie, the right size for that. So I see that Lois had for 10. Nettie is up for 11 for the Jonathan Adler. And remember, this is priced for one. If you want both, you'll get both for whatever that offer is. And if you don't want both, then the other one I will offer to the next person down on who put in offers. But he is very collectible. His stuff still has been going up in price. The Happy Chic line is no longer being sold retail. So when you find it, usually it's whatever stock they have or else somebody reselling it. I'm not that big on elephants, so When I first started, the very first sale I did a ton of elephants because I had actually picked up a whole box of like 60 elephants at an auction, a local auction. And these were there. So I've held on to these for a while, trying to, I thought they looked cool, but no matter what I think I'm going to do, these just aren't going to fit in the plans for the decor for the future for this house. So I see Lois at 12. I see Lois at 12. And they have no signs of use on these. There's no chips, no cracks, no scrapes. And forgive me for the newspaper, but I actually have been using the newspaper to make sure they stay separated and that nothing is sitting on top of them. I see Nettie is at 14, and we're gonna start calling it. Sue, I don't know. I know a lot of people got dogs during lockdowns, and then once they started to work, the dogs are so used to being home, they're having separation issues, and then they're just dumping them off. I'm having enough trouble feeding all the cats, so I'm not getting the dog. So I see Lois Egan is at 15. Nettie's back in at 16. And Lois is in at 20. They're duking it out here. They are definitely duking it out here. Hey, that's cool. 64 people watching, 64 thumbs up. I've never had that match before. Thank you. That's great. So Lois is at 20, and I'm going to throw the sold in there. And I'm not going to look, and we're just going to see what happens. And sold to Lois for 20. Now, Lois, did you want just one? Or do you want both of them $20 each? Do you want one or both? Let me know. So once I know, I can write down that what if you're taking, you just want one. Okay, well, let me scroll up then. Nettie, do you want just one because your high offer was 16? And Nettie, then you can have the other one at 16. Just let me know. Okay, Nettie, I got you. Nettie for 16. Thank you very much. Oh, I should do this while Jan's here. Hey, Jan, remember that cat book that on your sale went like crazy? Guess what I pulled out of a box? Not only this one, but I pulled out two. So I'm offering this one. So this we're gonna offer this cat book, and we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this at $8. Now, it does have the remains of a sticker up there, but wait till you see this. The cat made me buy it. A collection of cats who sold yesterday's products. Baby, this thing is loaded with images. Every page is loaded. I love this one. You can have a white cat selling your underwear, and on the page before it, you had your black cat selling your stockings. Black cat hosiery. Black cat stockings. This thing is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. They go through so much stuff. Sheet music. There's so much. And so the offers start at $8. And the cool part about a book like this is that it can show you all the stuff that if you want to actually collect that particular piece, you can look for it on your own. Back here it has an illustration from Puck Magazine. Puck magazines are very hard to get a hold of. That particular image is from February of 1880. It is an awesome, awesome book. There's an ad for Ivory soap. It is a wonderful book to have. I wouldn't mind this. Look, it's the Black Cat fortune-telling game. I've seen that game. They did, early in the days of Antiques Roadshow, somebody had that Black Cat game. And they did a special thing on early card games. Ever-ready flashlight batteries. I mean, this is a fantastic book, full of images. Everything. There's another one from 1893, Persian cat. If you want to read it and then use it for junk journaling, you could. Decoupage, it's just completely loaded with images. You've got how many pages here? Got 96 pages to it. And I see Lois for $8. I like that it's a black cat on the cover. You could have this up in your Halloween display and have things in front of this part. And so you just have that as a nice tall piece in your Halloween display because you have the black cat on the cover, which is what I plan on doing after I'm done reading the other copy. It's going in with my Halloween stuff for the black cat. So we have Lois at $8. If there's no other offers for the cat book, then we're going to start calling that. We have going once. It is a great book. I had to laugh though. At Jan sale, that book just exploded that night with people who really, really wanted that sucker. But it was just so funny because, you know, I wanted it and didn't bid on Jan's, and then I went through a box of books from the collection I inherited, and there were 2 copies of it. So I was happy because then I can have one and I can share one with you guys. Going twice. So it looks like it's going to be Lois for $8. I'll put the sold in. And sold. All right, Lois. There you go. Now let's do, I want to get these 2 little things out of the way before I bring over that giant mouse picture. I have in its original box, because it's already 9:30 and we're just a little over halfway through. Gray Craft pots and pans. You used to be able to buy these cast iron little tiny stoves. And that's what this went for. But this is in the original box. I'm going to try to hold it up and not have it fall apart. But this is, you actually have the coal scuttle and the little shovel. There would have been something else here. There should have been a little tiny poker. Melanie is on at 10 o'clock. Yes, Serendipity by Melanie will be on at 10 o'clock. But it's all here except the little tiny poker. These are staples. These are actual metal staples holding it in. Shows you how old it is. The box is held together with paper tape. But it's all there. It's all in pristine. Well, it's not all there. It's missing the poker. But all the pots are there. And that's the part that matters. Because most of them don't have the poker with them. Most of that I could find online. But it's in excellent, excellent condition. And the gray craft pots are going to start at 10. These start at 10, which is what is a good deal. They are Gray Iron Casting Company, made from original patterns in Mountjoy, PA, USA. And as I said, and the box itself, there's a little, like you can see, there's a little shelfware, but it is in phenomenal, phenomenal shape. And as I said, you know, I'm offering you guys at half the price that they're going to be listed as, because what I'm listing them at is what the going rate would be. So the first offer would be $10. I see Crazy Maze at 10. I've not seen any in the box that have a box in such good shape. There's a little scuff on the cover. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little mark there. It has a little bit of gray to it. But it does have everything there except the poker. They don't say anything on the back, so when they're out of the box, these are hard to identify. But you have the coal scuttle, and then you have this wonderful little big pot that you could put on. They were made to go on those metal stoves. So yes, it is very rare to still find these in the box. Somebody got one. May or may not have had the cast iron stove. Must have had the cast iron stove. But it is a wonderful find. And you're not going to have another chance to find one of these. This is such a cool piece. And I know I saw somebody. I see Crazy Maze Stash at 10. And we're gonna call that because we're got other stuff to go through. Going once. Because I would up. Krista's come in at 11. And we've got a troll. Let's get that out of there. So Krista has come in at 11. And we're going to put in sold. Okay. Krista's. Krista's, do I have your information? Make sure you email me, hon. All right, now I have a piece of Goble. Because we're running late, I'm gonna quick hit the big items. The little ones can wait, and some of the smaller ones can wait until 2 weeks from now when I have another sale. This is lovely. This is Goble, West Germany. Yes, it is a Hummel. It does have the information for Hummel on the back. It is a holy water font. Now, I have seen these used as a Christmas decoration. That's how I saw this one used. Used to have little plastic. It looked, when I took it out of there because it was full of dust, it looked like half of a little plastic holly and berries that was for a candle ring to go down over your candle. And somebody had snipped off the back part of it and stuck that in. And it looked so cute, but it was covered in dust. But this lovely little thing with this little angel, she's got her little wings here and the candle and stars on her dress. This really could be cool as a Christmas decoration. So but it is Goebel, West Germany. Come on. I know my battery's full. Stop that. We're going to start this. We're going to start this at 12. Now, it does have on the back Goebel, West Germany. And you can see it impressed here for the Hummel. And there is number 207. But it's just such a pretty one, being that it's just got the stars and a little candle. And, you know, I just realized that I'm not sure if that's a wing or is that hair. You can almost looks like a ponytail, but except it's not attached to her head. But that's a wing. She's a cute little angel. And yeah, I think it is one of the cutest little Goebels, you know, and certainly one of the cutest little Hummels that I've ever seen. And just, even if you don't want to use it as a baptismal font, just put a little air plant in it. Or this one, as I said, was used as a holiday decoration for Christmas. And they had little tiny plastic bits of holly and berries in there from an old plastic candle ring. And it's in excellent shape. And now the back part has a glaze, but the front has satin finish glaze. Hummels have declined in price because they started mass producing them in such high numbers. I know the Hummels, some of the Hummels that have retained their value and actually raised were some of the ones that were made early on. And if you find the Hummel that's in a plane, like a World War II era plane, that one is in the thousands of dollars. I've seen one once on Antiques Roadshow, and that one is in the thousands of dollars because it's one of only 3 that they know they made that gave any reference to the war years. Those actually have never gone down in value, but I don't know that. I think at some point some of the Hummels will, but I know for this there are people who collect Goebel. I like the Goebel wild animals. I have about 6 or 7 of them. I want the hedgehog family. I haven't found them yet, but I don't see any offers on her, so we will pass on her. Pass on the Goebel. Nope, I'll take that back. I see Lois. I see Lois for 12. Okay, so is anybody else in? I'm going to start calling this. Going once. Oh, wait, where was his? I missed his. Oh, Randy, I'm so sorry, darling. I missed you way back there. Okay, so Randy was at 12, and now Lois is at 14. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm always happy when you guys help keep me in line here. So Randy was first at 12. Lois is now at 14. We have the going once. Mr. L. Page, paging Mr. L. Page. Oh, you're out to Lois? Okay. Going twice. And sold. To Lois. All right. Now, let's do the froggy. It is signed. It has initials there. And it has the remains of what was probably a tag. But it is an incredible pottery piece. Look at those faces. They're staring at you. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. So this cool little frog pottery. Stop saying show desktop. Give me that. We're going to start this. I know what I paid for this, so I know what I got to start him at. But he is a really, really, really cool piece. Good night, Crazy May. So this is starting at 20. He is starting at 20. It is a fantastic artist pottery piece. And it has, I swear they took a piece of burlap and wrapped it around to imprint that texture on the clay. They have literally just impressed burlap against it to get this texture so perfectly all the way around. And then this is all applied. Now the string and the little ball have a high gloss finish, and there's a little around the edge. Now you can see here, the gloss did not get all the way in. These are not chips. And then here it got some of the brown that they colored the burlap marks with. And inside is glazed all the way down, so you can use it as a vase. But then there's these really cool little frogs on the top. Look, froggy butts, froggy butts. You have froggy butts. Isn't that really, really cool? It is a fantastic artist piece. And we're starting this one at 20. It is well worth it. It is to the top frog. It is 5 3/4 inches tall. Really different, really unique figural pottery. It is signed on the bottom. And just a wonderful, wonderful piece. And if we have no one for the frogs, nope, we have no one for the frogs. So we will pass on the frogs. That's okay. Now, I have this big pitcher. Now, I've seen sugars and creamers. I've seen a couple people have them in the last 2 years on their lives. I've never seen this. I've never seen the pitcher. Now, I know that there's a couple of potteries that did that brown. They made their animals and then just did the brown. But this is big. I've never seen the picture. And the tail, it goes right on up the tail. And they made it, the tail is not quite perfect. You see it tilts over just a little bit. Isn't that wild? I've never seen the pitcher before. I've only ever seen creamers and sugars. And I could not find a maker on this. So for the mouse pitcher, the start is $12. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. There's no chips. There's no cracks. There is crazing. There is crazing around, and there is a mark right there and a little dot there. That's under the glaze, and there's another one there. They are all under the glaze. I know Grindley Pottery. I don't believe Grindley did this, though, because I don't think they made anything this big. They often used brown, but their brown was darker, but they would always have this simplistic style. One thing I saw said it was probably a California pottery, but they didn't know who, and they had the creamer and the sugar bowl. So he's just big, and this is the base. You can see where there's the 3 marks there and there from where it would have been on a tripod when they fired it, but there's no maker's marks to this. He's just so cool. And honestly, if he doesn't sell, you know, I might just hang on to him because he would look really awesome to have a bunch of hydrangea flowers coming out of his head. Sit him back over there where he's with the McCoy piece. And I don't see, so we're gonna pass on him. I have a pair of rose candlesticks. Oh, let me remove that. All right, so we've got Diana at 12. I mean, I get it because he's larger. I mean, shipping might be making people worried, but you never see the big picture. I've seen the creamer and sugar numerous times in the last, well, I started in March 2020, and so I've seen that sugar and creamer come along on people's videos at least 4 times. Nobody's ever had the picture. So we are up to, Diana has it at 15. But if you like, I mean, seriously, if you like flowers with big heads, like I like hydrangeas. There is a hydrangea that the core actually died. It had been a plant from Sarah Wetherill, so had been here since, you know, she had the house before my parents bought it. And it finally got so big that the center died, and now I have 3 smaller ones. So he's absolutely adorable. So I see Little Vintage Me is at 15. Randy, Mr. L. Page is at 18. And I'm going to sit it back over there so I can type and we call it. I got to find me a wing wench. I really do. Going once. Ah, but the McCoy piece sold. And going twice. And I'm trying to type sold as the keyboard falls off my lap. And we've got Randy. We have Mr. L. Page for 18. You got a very good deal. There's a lot of good deals tonight. Now, do we do the rose candlesticks? Because we got like 10 minutes left. Do we do the rose candlesticks, which are this? Or do you want to see the other piece of pottery that's going to start at $50? Because that is a mid-century modern piece that was hand done. It's artist signed from Israel. Because, you know, I can put these in any sale. Let's. You got more Kokeshi. Going broke. Go broke. You know the kind I like now too, because you just don't see those old Kokeshi. All right, we're gonna do the last big item. This is a $50 start. Check out that mid-century modern absolute goodness. No, Fiona, I actually have not gotten to that. I have not gotten to that Miji piece yet. I don't think I'm going to get to it because we're running out of time. So we're going to put this in. What's it called? Harsa. This is a $50 start. Sorry, Mallory, the Lucite candle's already sold. This is hand done from Israel. Wonderful, wonderful mid-century modern design all over this. Not only is the shape very mid-century, the geometric design is very, very mid-century modern. There's texture. So they took some pottery slip, is what they call it, and they put that over top of some of the coloring. The brown has a little bit of a glaze. The rest has a bisque type finish. It is Harsa pottery from Israel. It is hand painted. These are the initials of that the artist uses. The artist was Nehemiah Azaz. And then this, I can't tell if that's 240 or 290 because he numbered his pieces. Now you can find some other pieces of this pottery. Now the only flaw is a flaw in the glaze there. That's a flaw in the glazing. But this is just an incredible piece. And as I said, I'm starting everything at half of what they would be listed for. And I'm listing this piece for the size it is, for the fact that it's the two-handled vase. If I list this on eBay, I'm listing it for $100 because I found the bigger bowls, and the bigger stuff usually goes up for 100, 120, 130. This guy is sought after, especially this particular pattern. This particular pattern is really looked for because it covers that mid-century modern look. I could not find a date of when these were made. So I don't know if these actually were made in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I don't know when it was made. But it is Harsa pottery. It is from Israel, and as I said, it is that SSY. That is the signature it used for Nehemiah Azaz, and the starting offer would be $50. I don't see anyone for that. And we had somebody ask about this because it was in the thing. So I'm going to put a pass for that one. And we had somebody ask about this, so we'll quick put the Miji piece in. This is JII. Miji fan dish. Start at. Where's my start for you? Whoops. This is going to start at 7. This is a large fan dish. It's got these cool dragon over here. It is made, well, it was imported and made for Man, Japan. It is from 1980. It is their Miji pattern. It's in excellent shape. Yeah, that pottery piece was great, wasn't it? Now, this is a larger one because this is 10 inches across. A lot of times you find these fan things and they're little small ones. I have a smaller one that'll be the next time I have a sale, and that has iris on it. But this one has this wonderful Asian contemporary. Now, these lines are actually in gold, these 2 lines. It's in beautiful shape. And I see Fiona for 7. I see Mallory Adams for 8. And Mallory, do I have your... Oh, and there's Doug's info. No, Loot Raider, go away. Mallory, make sure you send me your info if you manage to win anything tonight. And I see we have Mallory was at 8. Fiona has come back in at 9. It's really a great piece, and whether you hang this on the wall or use it as a trinket tray. Now, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see the line? There we go. There's the lines. This actually has ribbing lines to it to look like the fan. Now, of course, there you could see them down here, but they actually follow up into the pattern. And those are indented into the actual porcelain. So it really does have that fan look. Man, MANN, that company brought in some really cool stuff in the 80s and usually was pretty good quality for the price that they were. So I see Fiona is at 14. Mallory is at 15. It is a beautiful piece. I'm just not big on orange. Other than at Halloween, orange is just not my color. And we are, where are we now? We are at 17 with Fiona. We are at 17. We are pressing up close to that time crunch. So I'm going to start calling it. This is why I miss my late night sales, because we could just go and go and go however long it took. I was in for the long haul. And I'm kind of a night owl anyway, so, you know, so I would just stay up. Go to bed at 4 in the morning. I can't do that tonight. My son's working till 11, and apparently we are watching another episode of Downton Abbey tonight. He's heard me talk about it, but he hadn't seen anything until the last movie for Downton Abbey. He saw that with me. Well, now all of a sudden he's interested in Downton Abbey, so we're watching episodes together, which is kind of cool. Who expects a 27-year-old to do that? We won't be trading back our time slots until the second week of March. They postponed Patrick's show. And I see that Patrick has started doing sales also on Wednesday night because it hit him too. Our followings were not always able to follow us to the swap time slots, because I know I'm missing people that we never see on the East Coast. We don't see them in the chats until after 10 o'clock at night. because they're all the way over on the West Coast, but he then has people on the East Coast and in the Midwest that don't stay up late to see him at 11. So they're still duking it out here. I have to admit, it is really one of the coolest fan plates I've seen, just simply because of the fact that they did put that ribbing into the porcelain to put the lines in for the ribs of a fan, because you just don't see that. Usually they'll put the ribbing down here, but then this will be all smooth, and they didn't do that on this one. They've actually really done a nice job by actually putting the ribbing in all the way up, which is pretty cool. Where are we at? I see. No, I have not started watching Gilded Age. I see Fiona for 23. Mallory has said out. So I'm going to put the sold in, and we're going to call it for Fiona. Thank you very much, both you ladies. Thank you very much. So it is 23. Fiona really, really wanted this one. really wanted it. So thank you all very much for coming. There actually is only three things we did not get to. Only 3. So don't worry about that. I'll save them for the sale on the 24th. Will be the next time I have a sale. And I will have a guest that night. Reclaimed Treasures by Mary is supposed to be there with me that night. And the next week is the 17th. We're going to do a live list with me where I'm going to list on eBay. We're going to go through the process. You can list as well at home. I know quite a few of my viewers also do things on eBay. So this way you have somebody you can ask questions to or start with, and I'll show you the things I'm listing. We'll go through the process. And I hope you guys had a great time. I'm not going to do a quick recap because Melanie's already started. Melanie has been one of the first ones who found me and helped me a lot, and we've helped each other back and forth. So I saw her preview. She has some really cool stuff tonight. Her channel is Serendipity by Melanie, and she does her sales a little differently because she is out in the woods, and so to make sure she has a clear picture, she films the sale and does it as a preview. It is still live sale, but she calls it in the chat. I will be invoicing this weekend. I am planning on not doing anything other than got to get this stuff done and out. I don't want to keep being backlogged. I want to keep things moving. I want to have all the invoices out by Monday, and I ship. I use pirate ship, so I make it as inexpensive as I possibly can for you. And that's when we will get things going for this weekend, because I'm broke, so I have no plans to go anywhere. And my son's working 3rd shift all weekend, so he'll be asleep all during the day. So, all right. So I hope you guys had an awesome time. Thank you for coming, and you guys all have a good night. Have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. Somebody used to sign off saying that. Was that Walter Cronkite? God, I'm old. I remember Walter Cronkite. I'm only 56. I shouldn't remember Walter Cronkite. So if you do anything this weekend, do this. Be kind. Find a moment, if you see a chance, to be kind to someone, to something, to yourself. Do it. Be kind. All right? I will see you guys next week. Bye. No, what? Oh, duh. I'm hitting edit video. I'm hitting the wrong thing. I'm hitting the laptop trying to turn off StreamYard. What is wrong with my brain? There we go.